is Mortality, and you watching Toe to Toe TV.
What's up, savages? This is Coach Chip, and you watching Toe to Toe TV. Tank, Lamont Roach, Edgar Berlanga, Hamza Shiraz, Wilder, Tyson Fury. We can even bring up Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. Sometimes when you got that one hitter quitter or you got that power factor in your career, you knocking people out left and right, um, it can be a double-edged sword. It can be a double-edged sword. And when you're in there with somebody that won't participate with you and let you line them up and knock them out, it can be frustrating, and people can quit, or if their superpower isn't working, they can quit. And I think that's going to be the factor with Usyk and Dubois, because Dubois has been on a tear. He's been on a 3-fight tear. He knocked out Big Baby Miller. He stopped him. Referee stopped the fight. He stopped Anthony Joshua, and he stopped what's your boy name? Philip, the Croatian dude, Philip Hrgovic, undefeated guy. He stopped him on cuts. The difference is those guys was participating with his power. They was pretty much standing in front of him. No angles, no real head movement, no transition, things like that. And the boys was able to, he's a very physical fighter, like a rhino. He was able to. He's a little bit athletic. He's explosive, and he has a huge right hand. And he was able to line those guys up, and get them out of there. But with Usyk, that's a whole different world. Usyk put his foot, his right foot on outside of Dubois' left foot all night long. The angles that he was giving the boy Daniel really made him quit. It made him quit. He couldn't line him up. He couldn't use his superpower to get to Usyk, to hurt him. He caught him with some good shots though. He did catch him with some good shots. And that's because you got the old saying in boxing, it's very dangerous to follow a puncher. And Usyk was confusing the boys and started teeing off on him and getting them with jabs, right hands, and right hook. I'm gonna say jabs, left, straight lefts, right hooks. He even touched him to the body a couple times. And that was the volume of punches was hitting him on a consistent basis. Usyk he's not a huge heavyweight. He's coming up from cruiserweight, but he's still 6'4", and he's landing clean, effective punches that you do not see all night long, and getting out of harm's way. Now, do I believe that body shot was a low blow? No, was not. Could Usyk have gotten up? Who knows? That shot was on the money, on the body, with a huge 6'5", 240, 250 heavyweight, true heavyweight. So, but up until that punch and after that punch, Dubois couldn't really do nothing. He doesn't put his punches together. He doesn't have any transition. He doesn't have any range and distance. And everybody, he's saying in the press conferences, there was like, in the face-off, the guy asked Dubois, what is he going to do to Usyk? And he was saying, I'm going to cause chaos in the ring. I'm going to cause chaos in the ring. I'm going to cause chaos in the ring. Young man, that's not a game plan. And I know you're not giving out the game plan, but it's almost like when they was asking Edgar what he was going to do to Hamza Shiraz, he was just like, I'm going to beat him up. I'm going to F him up. I'm going to hurt him. I can't wait to hurt him. that is not a game plan, and with the success that he's had in these last three fights, might be playing into Usyk's hands, because he's a he's a physical fighter. He's not a real thinker in there. So he's going back to the success of knocking out his opponents without setting them up, without setting up a jab, no head movement, nothing like that, and guys standing in front of him. And Usyk's not going to do that. The only chance, if people saying that Dubois had a puncher's chance, he wouldn't even have to have that. Usyk is making the fight. That first fight, Usyk walked him down, backed him up, and he is chasing a power puncher. So when you're chasing a power puncher, cutting him off, this, that, and the third, you can get caught. You can get caught chasing a power puncher. I just don't think that the boys has the goods to put Usyk in a position where as though he's just gonna beat him down and get him out of there like he did with Big Baby Miller, with like he did with Phillip, and like what he did with Anthony Joshua. Even Anthony Joshua got caught chasing him. He hurt him. He did knock Anthony Joshua down because Anthony Joshua doesn't have any defense, range, and distance either, and I think he's damaged goods. But when he hurt the boys, he started walking him down, trying to catch him, chasing a power punch, and he got caught right on the button. Boom, knocked him out. When Usyk hurts him and he backs him up to the ropes, Usyk is constantly throwing feints, constantly stepping his right foot outside of Daniel Dubois' left foot and shooting angles and changing up his levels, high, low, this, that, and the third. So he's not going to be there for Dubois' big punches like that. The in between time, though, in those gaps of the ebb and flow of the fight, when Usyk is making the fight, that's when he's in danger. And that's when the boy can let that right hand go and hopefully catch Usyk. That's the only chance that in my opinion, that I think that he has, because he can't establish a jab with him. He can't stop Usyk's offense, but Usyk can stop his offense. He stopped his. He's like a hard charging rhino. You know what I mean? He's a big rhino coming out, and he stuttered and stopped and stuffled his attack. And then when he's on the back foot, he's no good with a fighter like Usyk, because Usyk is not going to fall for them traps. He's not falling for those traps. He's not in front of you. He's not going to let you establish an offense. But with him making that fight, he can be lulled into being so successful that he can get caught. So that's the only chance that I see that the boys have to get his puncher's chance in with Usyk. But with Usyk stopping him like that and stopping Tyson Fury, because he's been on the tear too, his confidence is going to be at an all-time high. As long as he takes the boy serious and he doesn't like take him for granted, I don't see anything different. And he got like quit in him. You know what I mean? You can't. He quit against Joe Joyce, and he quit against Usyk. Joe Joyce jabbed him in the eye, and Usyk hit him with a jab. He took a knee, and he didn't get up. And it's hard to get that out of a fighter. Now, mentally, a mental moral victory would be if he comes in and he say, okay, no matter what, I'm going to finish this fight. I'm going to give it my all. But that's going to give Usyk more chances to counter, because he got to open up and throw shots. He's throwing pot shots. He's not running any combinations. He's not slipping, pull countering, going to the body, changing levels. He's not doing that. You cannot pot shot Usyk all night long because he's going to get used to your rhythm. He's going to get used to your timing, and he's going to stop your offense and just beat you to death like what he did in the first fight. So it's going to be interesting to see this weekend how this is going to play out. What kind of mental game plan that Dubois is going to come? What kind of game plan period that he's going to come with? Because that was a systematic mental breakdown that Usyk put him through. So this Coach Chip, that's my take on the fight, and I can't wait to see it this weekend. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.
What's up, y'all? This is Daniel Dubois, and I'm rocking with Total Toe Savage Apparel. You know it, get it.
GRRRR.